Namaskar. So in the fourth video of this series, year 2020, year of a crisis but lessons of a lifetime, we will see how gold behaved. In the previous video, we have seen gold and dollar, they were the only currencies which were in demand when the pandemic struck because of their safe haven value. But gold has very interesting dynamics. So let us see how gold behaved when the pandemic was at its peak, when the fear was at its peak in March, April, May type of time period 2020. So what happened was, if you look at this chart, so gold rose for some time, then it fell, then it again rose, then it again fell, and then after that, finally, it was a one-way rally when the liquidity support was given and all. So now we have to understand what happens to gold and why does gold behave in this peculiar manner in which it does. So let's understand that when there are losses in, let's say, equities, and there were losses, we saw in the previous video the Sensex got hit at a lower circuit, uh, crude went into negative territory. So when there are positions where there are losses and that margin needs to be paid or that losses need to be paid for, so in that case, some other asset, some other liquid asset is typically sold so that money is made available for providing margins, and that liquid asset more often than not is gold. So what happens is there are two opposite forces working on gold at that time. One is people want to buy gold because it has got this safe haven currency value, and therefore it tends to go up. But at the same time, there is a lot of selling of delivery positions for margin requirements, and therefore gold behaves in the short term in a very volatile manner. So that's what we saw in the period of February to April sort of a thing. Uh, that gold on one hand was going down because of margins, and it was rising because of safe haven value. Now, under normal circumstances, gold and dollar are inversely related. We must understand this. Why is it so? Because when there is a risk on trade, when there is no panic, when everything is like normal, at that time gold flows into the global economy, and amongst other asset, dollar flows into the global economy, and amongst other assets, it also flows into, let's say, crude oil. And because of that, crude oil is supported because of the steady dollar flow. And in times of rallies where the global gold dollar flow is significantly higher, it tends to pick up assets also, and that's why crude oil is rising now after there's a lot of liquidity. So when crude oil rises, when gold flows into it, when dollar flows into it, obviously that starts giving rise to inflation. And as inflation rises, gold also starts rising, because that is, gold is a hedge against inflation. So therefore, if you see the journey of gold for the entire pandemic period, the initial part was full of volatility. That was the case with all assets. Gold was having two forces, one pulling it up, the other pulling it down. And once liquidity started flowing in after global central banks came in, then along with other assets, gold also started going up for two reasons. One, because in other assets money was flowing, so also gold was one of the assets, and therefore money flowed into it. Second, as money flowed into, let's say, crude, it gave rise to inflationary fears, and because of that, gold being a hedge against inflation, gold also started rising. So these are the two reasons why gold started rising post the crisis period. All assets, be it Tesla, be it soft commodities, agri commodities, be it metals, uh, be it Bitcoin, for all you know, they all started rising because of this huge gush of global liquidity by led by America and other countries. So that's the dynamics that happened for gold. So we will finish off gold in this lecture, because then we don't again revisit gold. So what is the learning during the crisis? During times of crisis, dollar is an asset, and of course gold in as an asset which investors prefer. a lot of middle class families thought that their stand was vindicated in this crisis period, because only gold shone bright. Rest all other asset classes where there was panic, there was at that point, at the height of crisis. So because generally wisdom says that gold is an asset which doesn't deliver any return, gold is a draw on your forex reserves, it's an imported currency or commodity, all those things. But yet the Indian middle class has this love for gold, and in times of crisis they sort of felt vindicated that look, when things go wrong, gold is the only thing on which everybody, globally everybody, falls back upon. And this is what we were always doing, and this is what we were always telling. So that's what the story of gold is from Indian context. uh, yes, logically it's a draw on on forex reserves, and it's an imported currency, a commodity. Still, Indians have this thing for gold, and doesn't look like it's going to go away any soon. Gold should be a part of your portfolio, only a small bit depending upon your overall risk appetite. So this was the fourth video of the year 2020, year of a crisis, lessons of lifetime from BSc IPF. Another 6 videos are coming, where now we will go slightly one step ahead and let's see what happened when global banks started giving liquidity. So that's in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you.